Hypnos, really, that is the worst idea I think I've ever heard. Do you understand how little sense that makes?
I'm just saying, maybe if you just... more time to spend together, huh?
I don't know why I bother with you, honestly. Get back to work, and let me do the same.
Oh.
Your Highness, over here. As you may know, lad, I have a connection to the weapons that you use, having once wielded one of them myself. Of course, not knowing its significance back then, but I digress. Sometimes well, it keeps in touch, and I have a vision from it to impart.
Oh, do you mean a vision from Varatha, the Eternal Spear? That's out of the ordinary, and also a bit concerning. So what did you see?
Well, I saw a great, bearded warrior, bigger than me, pitch black hair, bearing an aspect of Varatha unlike any with which I'm familiar. Then he was gone, but what still lingered were these words. I see you through the eyes of the Crimson Phoenix.
I see you through the eyes of the Crimson Phoenix. I don't understand. What's that supposed to mean?
There's one more thing. This was not my first such vision. Long ago, I saw one of Varatha's other bearers. It was you. Your infernal arms. They must be weapons of the Fates' design. They know already who shall brandish them. Now they ask a favor. Seek Varatha. Speak the words. Go.
I see you through the eyes of the Crimson Phoenix.
Congratulations! You are late, boy. Have you any idea what time it is?
No. Wait, what? I just vanquished you in single combat, and that's all you have to say to me?
Vanquished me? Nonsense. Don't you think I would recall such an event?
You can't be serious. You're going to pretend as though it never happened.
Everything is as it always was, and so shall it be, until the Fates determine otherwise. Or until our ongoing underworld renovations are finally complete. Whichever comes first.
Guess I'll keep fighting you just for the sake of it, then.
Zagreus. Good. I wanted to tell you something. Your victories against me, they don't count for anything.
Sounds like you've been giving this a lot of thought there, Meg. How do you figure?
Nyx's mirror. You couldn't possibly beat me without its help. Or hers.
I'm not competing with you, Meg. I'm trying to get past you. To the surface.
Call it what you want. You're doing what you have to do. I understand. But you are not stronger than me. You just have more help.
Nothing wrong with having help. I was pleased to see an order pending approval for the release of Orpheus with the house contract annex. If Father wants him to start singing again, locking him in Tartarus doesn't seem like the most efficient way to go about it. Besides, I think he's suffered enough.
Your father found a certain peace from song, my child. Perhaps with this reprieve, our Orpheus shall reconsider and resume his craft.
You're worried Father doesn't have enough live music to enjoy while brooding over his gloomy court.
Your father's temperament is easier to navigate when he is in relatively better spirits. And my opinion is that punishing the court musician does not further your father's goal with him.
I'm just glad to see him back.
Who is next?
What are these shades up to now?
Well,
Trying to bore me to death with all this chit-chat, pal? Now, how are you being serious here, pal? You brought that all this way for little old me? That's real nice of you.
You're not so bad yourself, mate. Thanks for always being here for me to savagely attack without a second thought. That ought to liven things up.
where do you think you are? Who do you think you're talking to? Nobody gets out of my domain, whether alive or dead.
That's what you think.
Little nephew, why I could have sworn you made it to the surface recently, and yet you're all the way back there again. Must be some sort of terrible monstrosity preventing your way out.
Lord Zeus.
Old Hades has continued to ignore my every effort to reach out to him, young man. Oh well, but he is obstinate indeed. You are wise to seek your family's better half.
For the Son of Night herself, they say. A fascinating character, ill-liked upon Olympus, although I myself have always longed to meet her.
You bear the blessing of the great Lord Zeus. He still believes he holds dominion over both heaven and earth. I think perhaps he has forgotten about me.
I think I know what you're going to say.
Murder, 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 murder.
We're not getting through to one another, are we? I'm sorry that it has to be this way.
What is it, hun? Oh no, don't tell me you've come all the way from Tartarus to ask me more about your good-for-nothing court musician friend.
Certainly not. I'm merely here for your wonderful singing, cooking, or conversational ability. Though, since you mentioned it, you seem to have a lot to say to him. Is there anything I can do?
So let me see if I understand. Orpheus blew it with me like an idiot, but now I'm supposed to be reaching out to him. Sorry, hun, but that's not happening. The two of us are finished. And you know what? I think we're finished here too, if you'll excuse me.
I'll pay for that.
Your boatman there is a reliable deliverer of death, it seems. And that makes three of us, I think.
Fan.
It's time. I heard you got yourself into another mess that needed cleaning up.
I wonder something, Short One. You keep coming back, but I don't know why. You're trying to get out of here, aren't you? But something's killing you up there.
You've deduced more or less correctly, Asterius. And yes, let's say there are some challenges remaining once I get out of Elysium, though I'd best say no more of it than that.
That's fine. It's good to know you've fallen just as often as I have. I may not be the one to kill you, but I'll summon you up for whoever does.
Get ready for this, Zacharias, because I seldom share the greatest of my hunting secrets like I am about to.
Tell me, stranger, if it pleases you. How is it you keep running into me? I thought this the remotest corner of Elysium.
The ever-shifting chambers of the underworld leave quite a bit to chance. I took our meetings merely for coincidence.
When chance is too far-fetched to be believed, then it's the fates at play. Or something else. I don't know whether to believe you, but I know that I want you to leave me now.
Asterius, Theseus.
Few others in Elysium are so unwise to take up arms against Asterius and myself.
Nice night, no?
The sea and air are very still this eve, though I suppose that is about to change.
That's funny. Nothing on my list at all this time, except I could have sworn I saw you walk right out of the pool back there. I'll have to have this thing looked at.
I guess so.
Be strong.
Achilles, I've been meaning to ask you about the odd skeleton usually standing around in the courtyard. Old acquaintance of yours? A hireling, perhaps?
That one Skelly, was it? We only met when all this business of escape began. If I have a connection to him, I'm unaware. Does he claim to know me? Perhaps I slew him when we were alive.
I don't know that that's it. So neither of us has any idea where he's from or how he got there, huh? Can you think of any leads? Nyx doesn't seem to know him either.
Perhaps the gods of Olympus sent him to your aid? Their methods can be odd, and there are many who support you. Regardless, he does not appear to be your father's spy, if that is your concern.
Not a concern, just a morbid curiosity. Orpheus, I saw Eurydice again. I couldn't bring myself to do exactly as you asked. I sort of mentioned you.
You what? Or what I meant to say was... Oh, did you perchance get the impression she yet harbors toward me feelings of resentment and the like?
You seem to be a bit of a sore subject, yes. What happened to the two of you, if I may ask?
Oh, it's just... I almost saved her soul from this domain back when I lived and breathed. But in the final moments of my rescue, my faith faltered. She is lost to me forever now. Though I'm pleased to hear she isn't lost to you.
I'll have to get to the bottom of this later.
Mother, is there something I can do to help with all of this? I spend too much time away from the house. Please, let me know.
You are already doing what you can to help, my son. Continue doing so. Matters are at stake here concerning you and all of us. Your support and choices in this shape the outcome that shall come to pass.
I understand, and I will do my best. Thank you for taking care of everything. I have every faith in you, Mother, and in this house. Farewell.
Farewell.
The shattered weapons of the siege of Ilion are now reduced to window dressings in the prince's ever-cluttered lair.
Bronze weapons. Made crudely, but they had the right idea.
There's Aratha, the Eternal Spear. I thought it lost. Have you any idea how many lives it drank during your father's glory days?
Getting along with Ares, are you, nephew? Would that you were my son instead of he, but no, I jest. Here, take my blessing, please.
Had enough.
The circumstances spur me now to offer you the greatest of my powers, cousin. Take my strength and strike the darkness down.
This is outrageous, Zagreus. Even your father would agree that actions such as that can't go unpunished. Ah, very well. Good show, young man. And I think I shall let you off the hook and take you back under my wing for now.
Ready, sisters? My sisters and I, we've had a chance to talk and we have come to an agreement, Zagreus. As you can see.
Megara, Tiss, you ready?
Murderer.
3 against 1. Doesn't seem all that sporting now, does it?
We're each well past the need for any sport. We'll kill you, whatever it takes. Your knees, now.
I am impressed that you were able to procure a specimen out from the flowing currents here in my domain, with nothing but a simple instrument. I shall look forward to your subsequent attempts.
It's him.
How goes it, Zagreus? You have the butterfly I gave to you. Stay back then, and it'll make you stronger once I'm finished here.
That'll do.
Hey man, I heard Athena had a word with you already, yeah? She's cool though, once you get to know her. Here, I got something that ought to suit her style.
What is it this time, stranger? You're quite effective at locating me, but not so good at leaving me in peace.
Just on one of my little jaunts through paradise is all, sir. Happened to be on the way toward my destination.
You think this place a paradise? At least down in the depths there are so many other souls with whom to share one's misery. No offense. I know that you're just passing through.
The whims of our kind are unpredictable, my kin. But you shall find responses to such acts to be the definition of consistency.
Did what I had to do.
But I could see if that display of violence you just showed was thoroughly commendable, my kin. Then here,
area, boss. Seeing as the mortal folk up here keep dying off, and someone's got to bring their souls down to your domain now, don't they?
He returns! What ho! That is a handsome spear you doubtless claimed deceitfully from some more worthy bearer than yourself.
Oh, this old thing. How nice of you to notice. It once belonged to the hero Achilles. A little past your time, but maybe you've heard of him, seeing as he's much more famous than you ever were.
How dare you say such things to me? I was the greatest king of Athens in my day. The tales of my exploits with Asterius and many other challenges shall long outlive whatever comes of you.
Why look, Zagreus, here comes brave Athena, first to reach you among all my kin in all her shrewdness. So proactive, you contacted Zagreus prior to even telling me, my dear.
Lord Father, would that I could settle even more such matters quickly and discreetly, so that only the most vital of them rise up to the level of your notice, sir. Though I'm certain Zagreus and I are very grateful you have intervened.
Thank you, mate.
Looks like you are stuck for one hell of a night down there, man. I knew Charon would hook you up with what you need.
You're difficult to track there in the depths, cousin. Though the boatman Charon, thankfully, is proving of some help.
I don't think I'll ever get accustomed to the breeze.
I cannot let you go, boy. Some nights such as this one, you'll understand.
Ascended past the confines of the underworld yet again, Prince Zagreus proves utterly unable to get past this point. No!
Good to see old Orpheus is back with us. He hasn't changed a bit. Was he always like this?
I'm guessing not. Never knew him when we were alive. But since we met, he's always been the melancholy sort. The few times I heard him sing, though, it was beautiful. I'm not surprised your father's kept him here.
Interesting.
Answer me something, Zagreus. What am I to you exactly, as of late? Because sometimes with you,
I'm sometimes at a loss myself, Thanatos. Though one thing I know is it's always really good running into you out there. It's, well, exciting. Sparring with you and all that. And then I know it means that I might get to see you here.
Well, here I am. But you didn't answer my question. So you know something? Forget I asked. I've got to go.
Wait. Something the matter there, Father? You seem a little quieter than usual. Dare I say, even a little somber and remorseful for some reason?
Silence, boy. Better yet, why don't you get out of my sight? I've more important things to do now than indulge your boastfulness. We'll have to catch up at some other place and time.
Until such place and time, then.
Hello.
Should visit that.
Well.
Miss Dusa, I ran into hostile Gorgons that resembled you out there in Asphodel. Resembled only in the vaguest sense, I mean. They lacked your charm or social graces anyway. I just hope you are not related, since I sort of, you know.
Oh, those old things? They're relatives just in the loosest sense. Like, say you had some nasty, almost mindless siblings born entirely from your own blood. Something like that. Do you have any idea how hard it was to get a steady job because of them?
So I have your permission to continue hacking down such Gorgons with impunity?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Thanks for asking.
You know, while it was brutal squaring off against the three of you, I have to say, Meg, I was happy you were with your sisters. Nothing like a common cause for bringing bitter rivals together, right?
You have your pact of punishment to thank for our reunion there. We have to answer to its terms. But my sisters and I, we got on better than I had expected. I will give you that.
So you've patched things up then? Going to start spending more quality time together and all that?
Let's not get carried away. A work assignment forcing our cooperation is not exactly a big step in the quality of our relationship.
But it's a step. It sounds like Father's very cross with you, Orpheus. Won't you consider singing once again? You know his threat of further punishment is not a bluff.
Your father can be most persuasive, yes, my friend. However, this time I am putting my foot down. I have no plans to sing for him again.
Well then how about for me? Or for your other friends among the court?
No. Please. My muse has gone to me. I can do no such thing.
I understand. I'm sorry. Yushai's doing all right.
I know your efforts to come here have repeatedly been thwarted, my good kin. However, we have caused such violence in the intervening time that we must take this as a real victory. Let us continue for however long it takes.
Lady Artemis, I hope that you'll accept this offering for all your kindness and support.
Hey, thank you for this, really. And I've just the thing to offer in return. It's just a gift, okay? Well, look at you with Exogryph, the Rail of Adamant. Seems much too noisy complicated as a hunting weapon when you could just use a nice quiet bow, but hey, to each her own.
Little Hades, I was certain you'd the wherewithal to thin the ranks of the betraying river denizens who fled my surface seas to your father's domain. I bid you good fish hunting forevermore.
Hope I didn't keep you waiting, ladies.
Ready, Electo. I can't believe it. You signed the Pact of Punishment. Have you completely lost your mind, or just trying to insult me?
Well, if you're going to be so rude about it, maybe a little of each. Though what do you even care which pacts I sign or don't?
I'm not an idiot. I see what you're doing. You want to be punished? Then come on.
Lord Poseidon offered you his blessing, it would seem. He can be rather boastful and belligerent, exhibiting the most unattractive manners of your father and Lord Zeus alike.
You know, cuz, all this time that I've been busting swords across the borders of your father's land, it's good to have the chance to help somebody out the other way.
It seems unwise of you to thus dismiss my offering. Suffer then, a while by my hand.
Don't kill me, Ares.
I think that we are squared away for now, though do not test my patience further,
It would seem that the time for additional fun has arrived.
Ah yes, my favorite pastime. Getting butchered by a giant double-bladed axe, and sometimes trampled.
Then good. You have much to enjoy in store.
Hey, Zach, got to tell you, I cannot believe that little Artemis is hanging out with you. She doesn't hang with anybody, man. But I digress. Take this.
The fates are being kind, I guess. Lord Dionysus, it's been great getting to know you, so please accept this humble offering.
Now that is something. A right princely gift there, Zach. And just so happens, I got something here I have been meaning to give you.
Thank you, Dionysus, mate.
I ought to have been cast into the meadows of sport. What am I doing? But anyway, you mentioned something of your parentage, stranger. I have a question on that subject, if you please.
I please, sir. What's your question? Ask away.
Your father must have records of the dead, so I was wondering if you might do me a favor and look up the whereabouts of someone I once knew.
You've done a lot for me. The least I can do is ask around. Who is it that you're looking for?
I seek one called Achilles. Was rather famous once among the living, but among the dead, who knows? I thought he would be here, but he is not.
Achilles? I've heard the name before. And, can I ask why you wish to know of him, in case it happens to come up?
It's just, I simply miss him, stranger. That is all.
I know that toll.
Life and death, one and the same. Remember, not a word of this to anyone. Let's go.
About when we last spoke, I care about you, Thanatos, a lot. Though you asked what you are to me, how am I supposed to even answer that?
I don't know. Sometimes I miss not feeling anything. Can't always trust what feelings say. I get to thinking, are we only friends, or... Look, this is embarrassing.
To think discussing feelings would be even harder than annihilating Father's forces. But I've been asking myself the same thing, Fan, if it's any reassurance.
Well, if you come up with any answers, I guess let me know. Good running into you.
You too.
A challenger?
You think that you can get through me again, Hellspawn? Come try.
Crisp, cold air.
The heavens and the seas belong to my brothers. But know that you are still in my domain. How is this possible? That this... You shall soon follow.
Goodbye, Father.